Welcome to TradeFoxx class on how to simulate with the TradeFoxx Trader Autobot. Okay, we're going to go over how to simulate with the TradeFoxx Autobot. But you should have already a template of settings that you want to use to simulate. If you don't have one, go to our back testing, how to backtest link. Watch the video there, and it will show you how to create a template of your settings. We're assuming that you already have a template for your settings when going here and trying to simulate, whether it's in playback mode or in simulation mode. You need a template, something that you want to paper trade, simulate and see if the results with live data works out the same as your back testing results. Okay, so let's say you already did that. Okay, you did your strategy analyzing, you did your back testing, you saved your template, and now you want to simulate. Okay, now some trade setups only trade a few times a day. Other trade setups are very aggressive and trade 100 times a day. Okay, like the trade setup number 8, which is extremely aggressive, which is called tops and bottoms trade setup. Sub event 8, that one trades a lot. Okay, so you might get your results in faster. Other trade setups are more conservative and only trade a few times a day. Anyways, whatever trade setup you picked, let's go over how you would simulate. Okay, let's first say that we're going to simulate with a live data feed, meaning that you already have a broker account or you acquired for roughly $20 a month a kinetic account for NinjaTrader. Okay, or you have a broker account and you have the data feed attached to your NinjaTrader. So all you do is you connect to your live data feed. I have a kinetic uh, data feed. Click it. The little green light on the bottom says I am connected. Right now, for simulation, you're going to have to leave the computer on all day for the time frame that you want to simulate. Okay, that's how it works. Okay, in playback mode, which is also found under connection, that's different. That you can simulate yesterday or the day before, download that data and play it back at your leisure. And in the nighttime, whenever you have time, play it back at your leisure and see what comes up. But for simulation mode, you need a live data feed. Okay, that's what we have right now. Okay, so we're on. So now we open up a chart. Okay, we got our template based on a particular instrument, market instrument that we want to test. Let's say I want to test the EMD. Okay, so I'm going to pick the EMD. First of all, what I did was, new chart, open up a chart on the instrument, pick EMD or whatever you want to test out. Whether it's oil. Oil is CL for crude oil right here. Okay, or EMD if you want to trade the S&P 400 or any other symbol that you want to trade, right? That you've already back tested and seen some results with. So we'll pick the EMD, click OK. Okay, we know that from the back testing that we tested it with the Renko 2 and it worked out okay. So we're going to open up a chart with Renko 2. We're going to load about 7 days of data. Okay, and we're going to leave everything as it is. We're going to click OK and it's going to open up a chart. So that's a live chart now with a live data feed. Okay, there's no indicators, there's nothing, just a live chart. So now we're going to activate our Autobot. But before then, we want to have a way to be able to circumvent as a pilot that we're going to be to this autopilot, this Autobot. And therefore, we're going to need the chart trader. So if we go to the icon fourth from the end, one, two, three, actually five from the end. Sorry. You click it, click Chart Trader. The Chart Trader comes in, which allows you to buy, close a signal. So we have that activated now. Okay. Now we go second icon to the end, which says strategies. So we click on strategies. We click on TradeFoxx Trader, and on the right side, all the settings came up. Okay, for TradeFoxx Trader. Okay, all the settings came up. Now we're going to load a template. Let's say we load a template that we have saved. Let's say that I did this one, the EMD Renko 2 babysitting fuzzy logic on. Okay, and I did this back testing. You can call it whatever you want. Maybe you should call it the instrument, the chart style, and maybe the sub event. And okay, in this particular one, I didn't name the sub event, but this one's for sub event 8, if I recall. So you click on load, and all these settings over here are going to be part of the template that I saved. If I go down, um, I can see that it's made for sub event number 8. Okay, 3 for sub events, and then the value of 8 for the sub event that I want to trade in. Okay, so now I have my setup up. Okay, all these settings should have been already saved from back testing, and then I'm going to go down, make sure I'm in simulation mode with Sim 101, not on a live account because I don't want to trade live. Sim 101. Okay, that's important. Okay. And then on top of that, the most important thing is to make it trade for live, simulated, or playback mode, which means I have to change the value of 3, which was for back testing, to a value of either 1 for limit orders or 2 for market. I'm going to make it be number 2 because I want it to be taking market price, not limit price. You could do either or. Okay, I'm just going to do it for this case, market price. Okay, so I have it turned on so that it would take a market price, not a back test scenario. Okay, um, these profits and ticks are irrelevant because we get our profits and ticks from an ATM that I had to have created. Okay, the ATM, if we go up a little bit, has to have a name and it's case sensitive. So when you create an ATM, you can go to Ninja Trader YouTube channel and look up how to create an automatic trade management trade setup. Okay, and you need to create an ATM which will have your profit, your hard stops, your trailing stops. It'll have that all, and then you save it with a name, and you put the name without the .xml on it. You put the name, the file name here. It's case sensitive. So let's say we already had done that. If you haven't, the generic one here, bot ATM, is located in your TradeFoxx folder under ATM. Then you copy that into your Ninja Trader template ATM folder, and then you'll be good to go. Okay, with some generic profits and losses and trailing stops and stuff like that. Okay, so it's here. We then enable here. We enable here. We click OK. And the bot is turned on, and based on the time frames you gave it, it will then take a trade. For you to see the ATM, you can click here on the right side, ATM strategy. Click on, there's the ATM that you copied over into the ATM strategy folder. Click edit, and this, you can see what it's set at. This is set at a stop loss of 10, profit of 15. If this is not what you had on your back testing, you can simply modify it. You can go 18 or whatever it was that you want to test, and you can change your profit target, and you can change your target stop loss, okay, to the value you want. And then you save it as the same name, bot ATM, save, yes, okie dokie, okay. And to make sure that it reads these new ATM settings, you can right click here on the chart, and on over here it says reload the Ninja strip. You reload, say yes, and the new ATM values going to be taken. Okay. Now let's say that I want to create a trailing stop. Okay. I want to be able to, instead of going for that long target, as it crawls up, let it, give me some profits. So here I can click on edit, and here the stop strategy section here. First of all, you have to have a chart, a check mark on chase and target chase. Okay. So then you can then use, so you can chase the profit. And then you can then click on custom and then use the auto trail feature. And let's say you want to step one auto trail. And then you say, if your target was like 15 ticks, and let's say you say, well, if the the bar went up, if the price went up, let's say 10 ticks, okay, then I want to move my stop loss to, let's say, 5 ticks, right? So now I'm moving up my stop because I already went up 10 ticks, which is, it's not the target, but it's money. So I'm going to put the stop a little bit closer, and I'm going to grab that. Okay, and I could do that one time, or I can increase it so it does it 2 times, and I could just eat a little bit more of the cash going up, so that I take some money if I never reach the profit target. Okay, assuming that it went up 10 ticks, I would click OK. I would then save the template again, bot ATM, save it, say yes, click OK, and now that ATM has a trailing stop built into it. I would right click, reload the Ninja script, say yes, and now it grabbed the new ATM information. Okay, so that's how you put a Autobot in simulation mode in Ninja Trader using a live data feed. Okay, a live data feed. Okay, that's how you do it. So now let's do how do you do a playback. Okay, how do you do a playback? All right, so we're going to close this window. Okay, if we close it, the strategy dies because the chart is closed, or does it? Let's see. If we close it, okay, if you go down here to your control panel and the strategies, notice that the strategy is there, but it's not enabled. Okay, because you closed the chart. Okay, if you don't want to see the chart and you want to enable the strategy, you can click on enable. Okay, and without seeing the chart, the actual strategy is loaded. Okay, we're going to disable it. Okay, we can remove it just to make sure it doesn't activate. Remove any old strategies. So always look at your strategies folder and make sure that if you close the chart, you don't have no strategies that are running, because then you're not going to be able to navigate to it and help it, because there's no chart open to see what the issues are. So how do you do playback connection? So let's click on connection. Let's disconnect from your live feed. Okay. And let's say you want to use playback connection. To use playback connection, okay, you need to download a day of data of the market you want to analyze. To do that, you go to Tools, okay, and then you go to Historical Data. You go to Market Replay, okay. If you already downloaded some information, it will be here. Like here, I downloaded a couple of days of oil. Here I downloaded a couple of days of the S&P 500, the ES. Okay, a couple of days there, so I could replay that. If there's something else I want to download, I would go here to load. I would pick the instrument. So let's say I want to do the EMD again, and let's say I want to download, you know, a couple of days of information, right? So from February 5th to February 12th, right? Let's change February 12th, which is today. Let's change that to February 11th. Okay, so I'm going to download yesterday's information in a couple of days more. What you want to do is make sure you have the tick intervals selected, okay, and you want the minute selected, and you want to have the ask, and you want to have the bid, so you can do analysis on it, and then you can click download. Okay, that would download a range of data for historical purposes. Now, if you want to do market replay, here you can only download one day at a time. Okay, which is what we want to do. Market replay, you would pick the instrument, you would pick the day, which is yesterday. You would click download. It says that you're loading the data, and now it's downloaded. So if I go back here, I see now that I have on edit down here, click on edit down here, and you see I have EMD and I have one day of data to play. So now I have the data. So now I close this, I click connection, I click playback connection. This comes up. Okay, it comes up ready to be played. I downloaded yesterday's EMD. So what do? I go new chart, pick the instrument I downloaded, EMD. I've said here, download 3 days from today. Um, okay, so let's do that. End date would be today, which is February 12th. That's the end date, and I want you to upload, let's say, 6 days. Okay, we click OK. Okay, and there is our EMD, and here's our market replay for that one day that we picked. If we show available data, it shows you, if you right click the player and you click show available data, it brings this up, and here's the EMD, which it says that we have from February 10th to the 11th. So now what we can do is we go here and we go to February 10th to the 11th, because that's what we have. And now we can just click play and see if the data, the price actually starts moving. Now, what we can do here is open up the chart, which is the fifth icon over here, the chart trader. Open it up. There's our chart trader. Click play, and then over here you should see price, where it says you should see price. You can increase on the player. You should see time flowing. You can increase the speed of time by clicking these arrows here. Increase the speed of time. I'm going to do 100 times the speed. And let's see that if here we start seeing price, and here we do see price, see? Okay, couple contracts, one or two contracts, and price is moving. So now we have a player that's working. It's working for one day. It's at 100 times. Okay, I'm going to slow it down because now I know it's working. I'm going to slow it down to, let's say, 8, so I can have time to turn on my Autobot. So now I go to the second strategy here. I picked TradeFoxx Trader. Let's say I picked up TradeFoxx Trader. Okay, there it is. Okay, there's my settings. Let's say I'm going to load. Aggressor 3.8. Okay, let's say I did the chart for that. Okay, I'm going to make sure that I'm not in backtesting mode. Okay, so I'm gonna scroll almost all the way down. Okay, and then I'm gonna go look for limit mark test. It's in back testing mode, so I'm gonna change this to market price again, number two. Okay, it's gonna be using Playback 101 as the account. Okay, and I'm going to make sure that the aggressive events are correct. So I am using sub event 3 and the trade setup 8. Okay, so yes, that's correct. I'm using sub event 3-8. That's correct. Okay, and then I'm going to turn it on. So I'm going to enable the robot. So now the robot's turned on. Okay, don't forget the bot ATM over here, right? Videos to come from TradeFoxx.